I'm Jennifer, and you're listening to the C0ck Worshiping podcast. I'm passionate about helping you create the relationship and sex life of your dreams. Welcome to conversations about open relationships, online dating, and conscious uncoupling. Hey guys, welcome back to my podcast. I'm C0ck Worshiping. This is the C0ck Worshiping podcast, and I am embarrassed. I'm a little bit embarrassed. I need to make a confession, and that is I haven't done a solo episode since like July of last year. Part of it is that having guests has been so easy, like so incredibly easy. People want to be on this podcast, and so they DM me and they ask to be on. I've never sought after a guest. I've had other podcasting companies pitch guests to me, and so out of convenience, I've just said yes, and I've said, of course. And then I realized, I don't know, a lot of months later, what is that? I don't know, 7, 8, 9 months later, that I've been promoting a lot of other people and not promoting me. I mean, the reason I have a podcast is for me, not for everybody else. And so that's my confession. It's that I've been choosing convenience of having guests on. Frankly, it's a little bit easier than having to do my own podcast sometimes. And so here we are. So anyway, there's my confession. What I've realized is that you guys want to hear from me. So here we go. Let's see what happened last July. Last July, the podcast that I recorded was about sexual blueprints. So I want to say April of last year, Scott and I went to Boulder, Colorado, and we joined Jaya and Ian of thesexualblueprint.com. If you've done your sexual blueprints, the reason I'm talking about what I did, because I want to catch you up from there, anyway, I joined their program. They have an online program about the sexual blueprints, and him and I went to an event. And so I podcasted about it. I did an episode on the blueprints and how if you're one particular blueprint and your spouse is another, how to make love to them throughout the day, how to get made love to that evening. And it was an amazing experience, and it was a really fun podcast to record. So let's see, since about that time, if any of you follow my blog, I have been keeping up with the blog, so you'll at least kind of know what's been going on in our lives. But at that point in our relationship, we were completely monogamous and kind of setting the foundation of our relationship. And I would say maybe August, September-ish, I started asking to open again. I have quite a few experiences that I've had on my kind of bucket list of things that I've wanted to do, and we hadn't done them yet. And some of them required other people, like a threesome, in order to achieve. And so we really went through a lot within those months of feelings of insecurity. Am I not enough? Why do you want to open? To starting to open, and then the feelings that come up with that. We did work with a polyamorous therapist to help us get to the point where we could agree on what open looked like for us. And then we opened. So let's see. Last winter, the beginning of the winter, I guess late fall, we started talking to another couple online and started dating them. We found our girlfriend online, started dating her. We went through the holidays. We went to Hawaii. We took the kids to Hawaii. And let's see, it's now the very end of January. I'm recording this January 31st. You will be hearing this sometime the 3rd or 4th week in February. I'm looking at my calendar to see when this is slotted to come on. This is episode number 71. I don't know how much will change in the next month, truthfully. We have quite a bit of things on the schedule, but nothing like earth-shattering or something to cross off from my bucket list. So now you're caught up on my personal life. It's an interesting lifestyle dynamic in that I'm more poly. And if you don't know what that means, polyamorous means multiple loves. Polyamory within the lifestyle means you want to go deep. You want to know about the person that you're with. You want to know their birthday and celebrate it with them. You want to go on vacation with them. You want to know what their kids are like. You don't necessarily have to know their kids, but like you care and you want to go deep. Scott's more a swinger, which is interesting. So he would prefer to only have a deep relationship with me and really enjoys being with other women with me. We only play together. So that's what our dynamic is right now. Okay. So the reason for this podcast is I wanted to talk to you guys about something that came up maybe about a week ago. So I have lots of DM conversations, not only for like the sexy side of our lives, but for the coaching side of my life. And so if you're following me on Jennifer Kayla Ruskin podcast on Instagram, that's a great place to jump into my DMs. So lots of people are jumping in there. And I had a guy come and talk to me, and we've been talking for a little while. And we like to go really deep on particular subjects. So this one was about really honoring your man, honoring the men. And he said, Jen, I have had relationship after relationship after relationship, or sexual partner after sexual partner after sexual partner. And what it feels like, and what I think is happening, is they're asking me to do things for them. And they're telling me what they want, and I'm pleasing them, but not one time do they ask what I want. Do they ask what I need? And do they ask what my desires are? So in his 40 something years of life, no one has ever stopped and said, can I please you? And so that's what today's podcast is all about. It's about how to rock your man's world sexually. I kind of wanted to call this episode Cock Worship and thought it was a little too in your face, but that's essentially what this is. So first, let's define cock worship and pussy worship, because I think that will kind of help set the tone of understanding. I like to do a little education first. So cock worship is when one of the people in the relationship, I was going to say the woman, it doesn't have to be the woman, one partner chooses to completely put their attention on the penis, on the person with the penis. It doesn't just have to be on the penis. And so it's all about having an energy of honoring, of nurturing, of satisfying. It's taking your own pleasure and really putting it in check and saying, hey, if I don't get any pleasure tonight, it's okay. I'm here for the person with the cock. And so we did some cock worship last night. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Pussy worship, same thing, but you're honoring the person. I don't want to say the person with the vagina, because you might also have a vagina. Like I like to do this. I have a girlfriend. But pussy worship is you, again, putting yourself in check and saying, tonight is all about you. I'm going to honor you. I'm going to lick you. I'm going to please you. I'm going to penetrate you, your heart, your soul, your body. And tonight's about you. So let's take a step back. Can you imagine, if you've never experienced this, can you imagine someone saying, I am here to please you tonight, all night. I don't care how many hours it takes. Whatever you want, you get to have it. And I'm going to give that to you. You have already become the most important / VIP person in their life forever. If you are having a hard time getting what you want from your partner, maybe first give. And my experience has been, when I give in this way, I get way more than I ever could have wanted, because they're like, oh, thank you. Now let me please you. So let me give you some examples of maybe how to do this. So let's be a heteronormative couple for a minute, because that's what I am with Scott, and that works. And so I'll give you this example in that particular context. So I like to prep him way before I'm going to do this so that he can mentally get ready. So yesterday, I think it was yesterday morning, I was thinking about my conversation with this guy online and his yearning to have someone please him and someone come to him with that energy of, I want to be here for you. And so I took that energy and I put it on Scott and I said, hey babe, it's been a while. Side note, when we were dating, we did a lot more of this. When we were dating, we did a lot more like full body massages. We use coconut oil. Sometimes we'll grab essential oil so that you also have your scents light up. And it had been a while since we'd done this. He moved in last April, and maybe once or twice since April. And we have in episode number 69, if you haven't listened to it, we talk about our sex life pretty in depth, and we talk about quickies and how we don't have a lot of them. So we have great sex. We just hadn't spent time loving on and honoring each other in form of like an hour-long massage, which is what I did last night. So anyway, back into this. So I said, hey, babe, it has been a long time since I've just focused on you, and you're so good at taking care of me. How about tonight we have it be you? So after we've watched our movie and snuggled and had dinner and whatever else, work is totally closed up. Tonight's about you. How do you feel about this? And he was like, oh yeah, heck yeah. Please, I want this in my life. I'm cool. I'm totally down. And y'all, yesterday was hard. It was long. It was hard. I lost a client. I thought I'd lost $6,000 worth of a client. Like, it was emotionally raw and tense throughout the entire day. And the thought of having to do this at night was not necessarily on my priority list, but I stuck to my commitment with him. So what I tried to do around dinner time was I totally shut down the laptop, shut down work. We had soup and homemade sandwiches. And then we sat down and watched an hour episode of Westworld. I'm watching Westworld with Scott. Never seen it before. And so we're watching season 1. And we cuddled and snuggled on the couch, and I was really tired. But by the time we're done, I'm like, okay, babe, are you ready? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, okay. So here's the first thing that you want to do. The first thing is set the stage. So he went to the restroom. Thankfully, he gave me quite a bit of time to get ready, and I quickly did a couple things. One, I definitely wanted to evoke his sense of smell. So I lit some candles. A couple of them were scenty candles. And then I got out, we have this Bath and Body Works. Y'all know this stress relief. It's that green bottle. And we have this massage oil, stress relief, scented massage oil that I got out, and I put it right by the bed. And I was like, this is what I'm going to use tonight. Typically we would use a coconut oil, but that night I wanted to use something different. It's much slicker. I wouldn't use it on your genitals, and we didn't, but I used it everywhere else. Like I said, I set the mood in the room. So I lit a bunch of candles. We had just candlelight that we went by. And then I thought, I want to evoke his sense of vision, his sight. So I was like, what can I put on really quickly? So I went into my closet and I got some red lingerie that was like really strappy and fun, with the intention of not ever taking it off. It's a side note. I really, truly went into this not thinking I was going to get anything. And then I have this brand new robe that's like kind of this black see-through, and it has like this mink stuff on the outside, it's like kind of Victoria's Secret-ish. And so I put that on, and then I like tied it. And there's this part of me that likes to pretend that I'm someone else. And that sometimes I do, and I don't even mean to do it. And so all of a sudden I was kind of like a naughty massage parlor massage therapist. And so I forgot music. So we have already done a sensual play night with another couple several months ago. And so I already had his playlist of his favorite sensual play music. So one thing I would ask your partner, just whatever, it doesn't have to be sexy time, ask them to create a sensual playlist and share it with you. So this is their favorite sexy songs. I mean, it can be Barry Manilow, it can be whatever. Scott's is not that. So my idea of sexy music is like kind of like tantrika temple, yoga vibey, like that's what I want to hear. Or like lo-fi beats is more my thing, not Scott's thing. So I was really glad that I had his playlist. And so I went ahead, and y'all, I'm doing all this in like 5 minutes while he goes to the bathroom. Like putting on the clothes, I'm putting on the robe, I'm putting on some lipstick, I'm putting on a little eyeliner, a little bit more like brow stuff. Like I wanted to really pop for him in the dark. Had my hair like this. It's kind of wild and sexy feeling. I had the music playing, and he comes into the room and I'm like, hey, he's like, wow, what's going on? Oh, here's another thing I missed. I love tactile, feely things. So I was trying to evoke all the senses. And at this point, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a bedroll. Like you can't get in it. It's not a sleeping bag, but it's like this bedroll thing that's super soft and has like faux animal fur. And it feels really good under your body, especially when you're naked. And so I just rolled it out over the bed because I knew if it got really messy, I could just pop it in the washer. But I laid it out for him and he got on it naked, and I had his little pillow at the top of the bed. And I made sure there's enough room that I could get on either side of him as I was massaging him. So he comes in the room and he's like, wow, babe, this is amazing. I'm like, welcome to what did we call it? Oh my gosh, what is it called? There's this really funny, obviously Asian massage parlor, Massage Relax. It's called Massage Relax. And we know what's going on inside of Massage Relax. So every time we play pretend that I'm the massage therapist, it's Massage Relax. So I'm like, welcome to Massage Relax. I would like for you to lay on this bedroll, and I'm going to make you feel so good. So he lays there and he's tummy down, and I massage for probably a good 30, 45 minutes, all of the backside of him. And I did it like kind of to the beat of the music, and I really got out of my head and into my body. I did a lot of it with my eyes closed. And I really tried to give him a really good sensual but not sexy massage. And it was so cute. Like 20 minutes through, he's like, babe, you've never touched me like this. You've never touched me so sensually and in just the perfect pressure. It's like, oh, I need to do more of this. Okay, so then I flip him. And again, I have no intention of getting sexy at all if he doesn't want to. Hey there. Did you know that I do online coaching? Yes, I do online coaching in the sex and relationship space. Some of the topics that are near and dear to my heart are open relationships. So that includes polyamory, swinging, or what we call the lifestyle. I also love conversations around online dating. We're talking Bumble, Tinder, Field, and more. And then the last thing that is really passionate and close to my heart is conscious uncoupling. That means we get to break up with people with love and respect, with dignity and hope. We get to create a life for our children that gets to be a little bit different. We can do things better than we have in the past. So if any of these topics sound interesting to you and you'd love to get some coaching from me, check out the link in the show notes or the link in my bio for more information on coaching with Jen. And at this point, I had him put on an eye mask. I was like, would you like to put an eye mask on? We have this amazing eye mask. I'm going to put the link in the notes so that you guys can get one if you want one. It has, I guess it's like foam. And so I have lash extensions. And what's nice is it's nice and high enough that it doesn't bump my lashes. And so you don't feel like you've got something like plastered onto your eyes. It's kind of like nice and elevated. They also kind of look like spacey VR goggles, which I'll tell you at the end was really sexy and fun. But to stay with the massage. So I had him flip over. He put his goggles on, his glasses on, not goggles. And then I massaged all of the top of him for another good 15, 20 minutes. This time we're nearing an hour. And I'm going to the music, right? I'm also going to link his playlist. And maybe I'll link mine too in the show notes so that you guys can have it, kind of see. It's about an hour. And if you listen to it they're on Spotify. It'll continue to play like really great music afterwards. So I am complete with the massage. And I asked him, is there anywhere I didn't touch that you might want me to touch? Now is the time to tell your massage therapist what you would like. I'm like, your pleasure is my priority. Like the customer is always right. I'm like just saying all this weird shit. And he's laughing and he's like, yeah, I think there's something big that you missed. So I switched from that massage oil because you don't want to get anything like that on your private parts. And then I moved over to coconut oil, which is our lube of choice. Side note, we love coconut oil because it soaks into your skin. It's really great natural hydration. It never feels sticky. So if you have found a lube that is not sticky, please DM me your link, because we have not been able to find anything, like from Astroglide, which was my number one go-to, to Uber Lube, which he was using when we met. It just always kind of gets sticky or weird or tacky, and like I hate that, and so does he. So I moved to coconut oil and started to give him a massage in his genitals. And let's just say the rest of the night was fantastic. He decided that he didn't want to fuck me and kept his goggles on the entire time. There's a mask, not goggles, but they look like goggles. Oh my gosh, I wish I could share the picture with you guys. Because he had me take pictures. He gets on top of me and it's very spacey looking. And at some point, he's like, "You should take a picture of this." How do my shoulders look? Do they look amazing? I'm like, "Babe, they look so good." He's like, "Take a picture from above your head." And he's like on my breast, his mouth on my breast. He's got his goggles on. It's that like dark, sexy lighting from candles. And he was like, "You should send this to our girlfriend." I'm like, "Okay." So another side note, I've been like really uptight in my life. I think being raised with, working for Walmart home office and being in the retail world and I don't know if that's an excuse, but like I just was such a tight ass. And then dating Scott, and then just the last few months, we've started taking videos of each other during sex. We've started taking photography. We've been started sharing it with other people. Like it has been so much fun and so liberating. And every now and then I think, like, if someone was to get a hold of one of these pictures, would I even care? Like, would I even? I don't think I would. Like if you need to see naked pictures of me that badly, go for it. You're welcome to. Okay, so now I'm going to tie this up with a big bow. You can do this practice as often as you want, and to whomever you want anytime. And my recommendation is that you kind of put this on your calendar maybe once a quarter. I have a girlfriend, and not a girlfriend, but a friend that's a girl, and her husband actually put this on their calendar every month. So they'll take a calendar similar to, like, this is the one from my podcast, and they calendar every single month what they know they want to do sexually with each other. And I want to say it's like, let's pretend it's every Friday night. I think it's more than just once a week, but we can kind of pretend. So the first Friday might be pussy worship, and it's her night, and he does whatever it is that she wants him to do. And then she decides if they have sex or not. And then the next week might be, for them, they do BDSM. So I think the next week is their BDSM night. And then the next week is C0ck Worship night. And then the last week is, I don't know, Frisky Friday, and they go to the local sex club or they do something risque and fun. So it may be that you do something like that, where you're at least planning in the things that you know are important to you and your partner. And then the rest of the week, you don't have to plan it. Just freaking fuck if you want to fuck. Go for it. All right. I hope that this was a good, helpful episode. I'll do more of these if you like it. This particular one was around kind of how to worship your partner sexually, how to show up in an energy that's not about you and all about them. And I'll tell you, it becomes about you at the end because they want you. Oh, this is fun. You guys, we'll do more solo episodes this year. I promise. I do have them on my calendar for like every other episode now. So hopefully you'll enjoy hearing more from me. I always love to hear what you guys want to hear about as well. So please feel free to DM me. Feel free to get a hold of me. There's so many different ways, from the website to any of these social platforms. I'm just right on the other side. And I hope to hear from you guys. Let me know what you want to hear. Bye.